Welcome back to Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It is on Saturday. What a great day to have Valentine's Day on a weekend. So exciting. But listen, we've all been bamboozled by those dating apps. You think you're getting one person and it turns out to be somebody else, but sometimes they go a step further and are trying to take your money. So we are talking to Denise Lienhardt. She is the general manager of Zelle. Denise, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first of all, what are some red flags that people should look out for in these romance scams?
Well, you are exactly right. Valentine's Day is right around the corner and love is in the air. Unfortunately, what that means, though, is that romance scams are also increasing and becoming more and more of a threat. And so what we see in terms of romance scams is they start in those channels that you had described. So in the dating apps, in the social media platforms, online marketplaces, or even those phone calls or text messages from people that you don't know. So it's really important that when you start interacting, whether it be on those channels or if somebody even just calls you, make sure that you're always verifying the identity for people that you're communicating with.
And what are good ways to verify the identity? Maybe it's, doing a Zoom call before meeting or FaceTime or something like that.
That's exactly it. So doing things like a video call to make sure it's a real person, make sure there's also services where you can actually ensure that the phone number is matching up with the person that you're expecting. We even say that it's great to meet people in real life, right? Like go out and join a sports team in order to meet people, or even go to a restaurant or a bar in order to meet people in real life, in order to really understand that the person that you're expecting is the person that you're meeting.
So, sometimes these scammers will try to really push to go to text messages or private DMs. And why are they trying to do that?
Yeah, so they're taking you into these private channels in order to isolate you. And they're really doing this because there's less safeguards there and it's harder to be able to verify your identity. So it's really important to stay on those platforms and again, always verify that identity and try to actually see that person as you suggested on a video or even in real life.
Now, being involved in Zelle, you guys know all about these payments online. How should people do digital payments safely?
Yeah, so especially for romance scams, what we see is that people will reach out, they'll start a relationship, and it might take weeks, if not months, for somebody to then finally ask for money. And it's really important when you're using these digital payment platforms like Zelle to really treat them like cash. And you should only be sending money to people that you know and trust and you've already verified their identity. On Zelle, we actually have billions of these data points where we can actually test the identity and also ensure that people are who they say they are. Last year alone, we had $1.2 trillion in terms of volume running on the Zelle platform with an average value of about $300. What that $300 indicates is that people are using Zelle for things like rent payments or childcare or even paying their small businesses themselves. So it's really important, again, to be using these tools to only pay people and small businesses that you know and trust.
And if, people do lose their money from these romance scams, is there anything they can do, reach out to Zelle or anything like that?
So Zelle is a tool that sits within your bank app. And so you access it from your bank's app. And if you run into a problem, it's really important to reach out and contact your bank.
Perfect. Great. Denise, anything else that you really want our viewers to know about these romance scams before I let you go?
It's again, love is in the air. And so always be careful. When somebody reaches out that you don't necessarily know, stop, take a deep breath, trust your gut, and you can always hang up the phone or don't answer that text message because again, you don't want to be put into an awful situation.
Absolutely.